All right, so this time we're diving into a place I've always wanted to visit, Pattaya, Thailand. It's got the beaches, obviously. But this overview of Pattaya we've got from Peach, Thailand, it's got some surprises in store, too. I mean, we're talking the biggest water slide in Thailand at this place called Ramayana Water Park. And then right after that, it's all about this sanctuary of truth, this massive temple complex made entirely of wood. Talk about a contrast.
It's that blend that makes Pattaya so unique, I think.
Yeah.
A lot of people, they hear Pattaya and they think beaches, parties, which, yeah, it's got those, but it's also got this incredibly rich history and culture that often gets overlooked. It's a place where you can be sipping a cocktail on a rooftop bar one minute and then exploring an ancient temple the next.
Okay, you've definitely got my attention with this ancient temple thing.
Yeah.
Tell me more about this sanctuary of truth. What's the story there?
So picture this enormous temple, all wood, right on the coast overlooking the ocean. But here's the thing. Every inch of it is covered in these incredibly detailed carvings, all inspired by Thai and Hindu mythology deities, mythical creatures, scenes from epic stories. It's like stepping into another world. And the craftsmanship is just unbelievable. Every detail meticulously carved by hand.
And they're still working on it today. That's
Yeah.
what I read, at least.
Yeah, it's meant to be an ongoing project, a testament to Thai heritage, philosophy, art. The idea isn't to recreate the past, but to keep those traditions alive in a way that's relevant today. Which I think is really interesting when you think about how much Pattaya has changed over the years.
That's true. This overview mentioned it started as a tiny fishing village. Now it's this bustling tourist destination, a huge part of Thailand's economy. That kind of transformation, that's not something that happens overnight.
No, absolutely not. It's a pretty remarkable story, actually. I mean, in just a few decades, Pattaya went from this quiet fishing community to a major player on the world stage. And you can really feel that energy when you're there, that sense of constant evolution.
So how does that history, that transformation, how does that show up in the Pattaya you experience today?
Well, I'd say the most obvious example is the contrast. You've got these bustling marketplaces where you can haggle over souvenirs right next to these modern upscale shopping malls with all the designer brands you could imagine. You've got street food vendors selling incredible local dishes right next door to Michelin star restaurants.
This overview actually mentioned those beachfront shopping malls.
Yeah.
Is that like a Pattaya thing?
I think it speaks to that blend that Pattaya does so well, that mix of modern amenities and those traditional, authentic experiences. You could easily spend your morning hunting for unique finds in a local market, and then in the afternoon, you're sipping cocktails in a rooftop lounge overlooking the ocean. It's about having those options, that variety.
I'm starting to get a feel for that variety. I mean, we've gone from beaches and temples to shopping and street food. But let's get back to those temples for a sec. This overview, it mentions something called Wat Phra Yai, this temple with a giant golden Buddha statue.
Oh, it's impressive. You can't miss it, actually. That statue, it's visible from all over Pattaya. But then you've got places like Wat Yon Song Waram, which is a completely different experience altogether.
Right. This overview is like a blend of architectural styles from across Asia. What does that even look like? I can't even picture that.
Imagine this. You're walking around this peaceful lake, right? And all around you are these temples and buildings with designs inspired by Indian, Japanese, Chinese architecture. So you might be meditating in a Zen garden one minute, and then you're admiring the ornate details of a Thai temple the next. It's a pretty amazing place if you're interested in that kind of cultural fusion.
It's like this architectural mixtape. Never thought about experiencing different cultures that way, all in one place. Okay, so we've got temples, we've got shopping, but this overview also mentions some pretty intense activities. Go-karting, cabaret shows, even something called underwater sea walking. It's a lot to take in.
Pattaya likes to keep things interesting. I think that's part of its appeal, don't you think? It really does cater to everyone, whether you're looking for an adrenaline rush or some peace and quiet.
I can see that. Although I'll admit, I'm not sure about the underwater sea walking. I think I'll stick to something a little more on dry land. Maybe like one of those golf courses this overview talked about.
Oh, there you go. Now you're talking. Pattaya is a golfer's dream, you know?
Yeah.
They have some of the best courses in the world there, designed by some big names.
Wait, seriously? Like famous golfers design these courses?
Oh, yeah. We're talking Jack Nicklaus, Pete Dye, the best of the best. The Siam Country Club, for example, that's hosted the Thailand Open. Can you imagine playing a round of golf surrounded by these lush green landscapes with views of the ocean?
Okay, you've sold me. Golfing in Pattaya is officially on the itinerary, right after the temples, of course. This overview is really opening my eyes to how much there is to do in Pattaya. It's not just about the typical tourist attractions, is it?
Not at all. This overview, it emphasizes how important it is to really immerse yourself in the local culture, to actually experience it, not just observe it from a distance.
Yeah, it's like you said earlier, it's about more than just seeing the sights. It's about really connecting with the place, with the people.
Exactly. And I think one of the best ways to do that, to really tap into that sense of place, is through something like a traditional Thai massage.
Oh, tell me more about that.
It's not just a spa treatment, it's this ancient practice, goes back centuries. It combines acupressure, yoga-like stretches. It's about restoring balance to your body and mind. Plus, it's a great way to experience Thai culture firsthand.
Okay, you've convinced me I'm adding that to the list. Speaking of experiencing Thai culture, this overview mentions something called the Elephant Jungle Sanctuary.
Yeah.
What's that all about?
So, the Elephant Jungle Sanctuary, it's a really great example of responsible animal tourism. Sadly, not all animal attractions in Thailand are created equal, but this place is different. It's all about ethical interactions with elephants. You can spend time with them in their natural habitat, learn about their stories, even help care for them. It's a really special place.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground here. Ancient temples, bustling markets, those incredible beaches, high-energy activities, not to mention the golf courses. Where do you even start when planning a trip to a place as diverse as Pattaya?
Honestly, I think that's part of what makes Pattaya so exciting. This overview, it's not about giving you a step-by-step itinerary. It's about giving you a taste of what's possible, and then it's up to you to decide what speaks to you, what kind of experience you want to create.
So it's less about checking things off a list and more about just, I don't know, being open to whatever comes your way.
Absolutely. Embrace the unexpected. That's what I always say.
Okay, I can get behind that. It's not about just visiting Pattaya. It's about experiencing it for yourself.
Exactly. And I guarantee you'll come home with stories you never could have imagined.
Well said. Well, I think we've done it. We've uncovered the hidden gems of Pattaya. Thanks for taking this deep dive with us. I don't know about you, but I'm ready to book my flight.
Anytime. The journey's just beginning, right?
That's right. Until next time, keep exploring.